Hey y'all, this your girl Lisa, and it is Friday morning. Is love really blind? Nope. So we'll give y'all time to get in here. I hope everybody is having a great morning. It's early, so morning just started for a lot of people. Some of your people chance to get in, and then we got to talk about something. Well, hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. All right, so let's get into it. Hello, whoever just came in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, like I said, I hope we're having a good Friday. The title of today's live is Love Really Blind? And my answer is no, it's not. Love is a process. Love might be a little stupid. Really don't care what you do. Just don't care about you at all. Truthfully, if you pay attention to love, just love by itself, it'll have you loving the wrong person. It'll have you loving somebody too long. It'll have you ignoring the right people for the wrong person. So I don't think it's blind. But the reason behind this, I'm gonna tell y'all why. So I tried to find a topic. 8 o'clock in the morning, that's kind of hard to do. Because I really wasn't mad about nothing. I ain't had no rants or nothing. So I'm really not mad about this title. So, y'all know we babysit. And a lot of times the TV is off. Y'all know anything about the setup, smoke the TVs. So we just have one on, and normally that has on some kitty stuff, it's Elmo or some stuff like that. However, when our grandbaby goes to sleep and the grown people watch TV, normally she'll have TV on, and she'll have her headphones on, and I've come to just watch my phone or play on my phone or read a book because our baby's a light sleeper and noise and stuff like that sometimes can wake her up. It can shorten her nap, and she's growing. She needs to sleep. So there's a lot of binge watching going on. So I got this particular title from my wife, who watches a lot of reality TV. And I was talking last night to her because the reality TV I watch are the things I can't do or things I may want to learn. I watch dancing shows like So You Think You Can Dance. I don't like Dance with the Stars because it's ugly. Um, I watch like Project Runway, or I watch the Home Shopping. I watch the Food Channel and HGTV. These are the reality shows that I watch. I don't watch stuff like I used to watch. Now I ain't gonna lie. When things like Love and Hip Hop first came out, I used to watch that. When it became nothing but arguing and black women fighting and arguing all the time, I stopped. I don't watch it. I've never watched it in Housewives. It's not my thing. But it is my wife's thing. So I have learned that if she wants to watch it or it's something that we recorded, I'll listen. I don't really watch it, but because I'm in the same room, you can't help but absorb some knowledge. I say all that to say this. Her new one is Love is Blind. And if y'all don't know, it's on Netflix. And this is the show. Singles come to, I guess it's a living situation where the guys are with the guys, girls are with the girls. And you have these things called pods where you can't see the other person. You get to know the other person on a more, hey, Naya. You get to know the other person on a more, what's the word I'm trying to look for? I'm trying to say you don't see the person. You can't judge the person by how it looks because the reality of dating and getting to know somebody is to actually approach that person. It's for you to be visually attracted to that person for whatever reason. It could be their height, it could be their skin tone, it could be the way they dress, it could be their eyes. It doesn't matter. The reality is that we are initially superficially attracted to a person. Once you feel that attraction, you then get with the person. You then start learning the person's personality, their intelligence level, all that other stuff. Love is Blind gets rid of the physical part. You're supposed to talk to these people, and at the end of the process, after the pod situation, you pick a person. Is that what? Okay, it's like 14 or 15 people. You pick people. Now here's the thing. Here's another thing. It's not like they stuck with one person. You know how love married at first sight, you don't date, you don't anything. You walk down the aisle and this is the person that you are married to. There's no maybe I jive with this person a little better. Maybe I like this person's laugh a little better. It's none of that. On Married at First Sight, one person, one person. On this particular show, I've come to find out because I don't really watch it. Here's the thing. Let me say that I don't watch it. I see it because it's on the TV that's in front of me. It's a big TV in front of me. Right now I'm looking at it and Big Bird is on it. And on Netflix, we have the closed caption on. So I'll be sitting here reading a book or whatever on my phone and I'll look up and and I'll kind of do what the show is doing. I can't hear what they're saying. I can't hear their voice, but I can see how they're interacting with each other just on a visual level. And a lot of times I ask the question, I'm like, do he like her? Because you can get little cues. If you can't hear what a person is saying, but you can read their body language and how they're interacting with somebody, then you can see stuff a lot of times that words don't express. So that's where this comes from. So is love really blind? No, it's not. Because I went and I looked, and here's the thing. Here's why I say that. In all these shows, in all these episodes, and all these things, all these people who went on this show. So I looked it up because I didn't know like the real word. I know that. I mean the real number of people. So I'm looking at them and what they're doing. I think they've had 5 seasons. I think they've had 5 seasons. And in all the couples, as of 2023, multiple engagements. What they'll do is they'll talk, talk, talk. Eventually, they'll ask the person to marry them. And everybody accepts the proposal. Even, here's the thing. Here's what gets me. Here, let's start with this. On this show, a lot of the proposals will be for the second choice because the first choice decided to choose somebody else. That's number one. You're talking to a person, you click with this person, but then you're also talking to another person. And then you're talking to another person. And then it's like all this talking, but there's no communication. Because if you like the first person, if you really connect with the first person, if you really are learning this person, you're not focused on how they look, you're focused on the person. And this is your person. This is my dude. This person clicks all my boxes. But I'm going to still talk to this other person. Well, this person found some more boxes I didn't know I had. But I'm going to talk to another person. And I heard time after time after time that this was a second choice. He liked her, but she chose him. He really liked her, but he chose the other girl. She really liked this other dude, but she decided to give this other dude a chance. I don't understand it. Hold on, gotta look down. I don't understand that. So I went to look because I don't know stats like that. So I said, let me see how many of these people are still together on this show. So, all right. So that's 2. Nope, they broke up. They broke up. They broke up. That's 2. 2. 2. Yep, still 2. Oh, they broke up too. Look at that. Oh, sucky, sucky now. Nobody. I've looked on here. It's like 3 or 4 couples are still together out of 30, 40, 50 couples. All of them. Is love blind? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that the combination of physicality and personality get together to make a whole person. And I think that I know people want to say that they're more enlightened and they're a different kind of person and that the looks don't matter, but the reality is they do matter. How somebody looks matters. That first impression, that first look, the first time you look that person in the eye and it takes your breath away. The first time you see that person smile and you can't imagine another smile. The way that person walks stops you in your tracks. These are all just as important as the internal stuff, as the personality, as the temperament. All of these it's a package. It boggles my mind how we have so many shows of people going on television, going on the internet, going on cable, and we're gonna do love at first sight, and we're all gonna date each other, and we're all gonna the bat it even goes to the bachelor and the bachelorette, and the first 90 days. Hell, love after lockup. Shit. Love is not blind. Love is how you look, how you feel, how you smell, how you chew, how you laugh. Love is all of that. It's a whole package. I love the way my wife looks. I tell her all the time, it's a good thing she cute. Now imagine, I like everything but how my wife looks. I don't feel that physical connection, that desire to hold her hand or stroke her face, that desire to look in her eyes or stare at her when she walks. I don't know why that's not as important as all the other things. Why we feel like we have to disregard the physical for love. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's a whole package. It's everything. You people, it boggles my mind. They go on these shows, and I firmly believe, and you can't change my mind. So ain't no use to nobody sitting up there saying, "No, that's not why." I firmly believe they go on there for TV. I have a YouTube channel, so while sometimes stuff is, I'm telling you my life story. We tell a story time, and we telling you stuff that went on. Some stuff we do for y'all. We do for the channel. We do for the show. We make sure we record it. We make sure it looks good. We make sure that we're doing things that get you to keep watching. That's just reality. That's reality. That is reality. We do things to get you to keep watching, to want to watch us, to want to be a part of the bomb squad. So I firmly believe that 100% of the people, and I say what I said, and I'm not going to ever change it. 100% of the people that go on 100% of these shows are 100% going on there for TV. You're not going on there to find love, because if you can walk up into a room of full of strangers, kissing behind folks, hugging behind folks, sitting up there talking behind folks back, these are strangers. These ain't folks you grew up with and got a relationship with, and you can talk shit with. That's not what this is. These are total strangers that you decided that, you know what, instead of me just going to the grocery store and saying, you know what, they kind of cute. Let me go see if they want to have a cup of coffee. Or, I'm gonna ask that person out for them. Instead of doing that, let me go on TV and embarrass myself. Let me do that. Let me go on TV and like this person because this other person likes. A lot of times that'll be what it is. Let me see if I can make this a career. Let me see what I can get out of this particular situation, even if I don't get any love. I firmly believe that's why 100% of them come on there, because you're not telling. And I mean this with my whole heart. All these shows where you talking about you going on here finding love. I'm talking about the Ready for Love. I'm talking about it's another show with Kurt Franklin and his wife, The One. There's a show on there where you're one partner wants to get married, the other partner don't know if they want to get married. So what you do is you go on the show and you date other people and you live with another person like y'all married for a couple of weeks to decide whether or not you want to stay with the person you came to the show with or get with the new person. Look here. Look here. I Baby be like, well, they really like each other. No, they don't. Case in point. Case in point, I watched, half watched. Let me say that because I didn't watch it. I can't tell you their name. I can just tell you uh the tall boy with the crazy eyes, the Asian girl, the black couple. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you their name. I can't tell you. Yeah, I can't tell you none of that. Baby can tell you their name. She know their name. But we just gonna start. We're gonna start with that. There was a tall. I guess if I had to describe him just aesthetically, he looks like a surfer dude. Looks like a what you would classic tall California surfer blonde beach boy. And she's just a small, petite, little Asian lady. Just nothing special. Let's say this: ain't neither one of them special. I have not seen anybody on any of these shows that were outrageously gorgeous. That would stop me and go, you know what? I ain't mad about that one walking in. I ain't seen none of them. Not none of them. Just regular. They dressed up because it's a show. They got makeup and wardrobe, and they have to look extra. But they just, I ain't seen nobody that made me go. I ain't seen nobody blow my wig back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm watching this couple. Now understand that the lady that you said Natalie, that's her name? Okay, it's Natalie and who? Okay, so she know that name. So Natalie and Shane. Understand that Natalie is his second choice. Natalie is not who he initially wanted. That is not who he wanted. He wanted a blonde chick. What's her name? No, what's the blonde chick name? All right. He wanted Shayna. Shane and Shayna? Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I didn't even pay that note. So initially he wanted Shayna. She is unattractive to me. To the world, I assume they would call her, but she didn't have anything. And her attitude made her, even if she was a cute, the white girl, her attitude made her ugly. But to me, she was unattractive. So to me, but I didn't have to date her. I'm married. I don't have to go on the show. But so he wanted her initially. She chose who she chose. Some little Spanish boy. Don't know his name. Kyle. She chose Kyle. She wanted Shane. She chose Kyle. Now understand Kyle is kind of like a little boy. He looked like somebody went to school with me. I'm sure I've seen a little boy look like him. And he a grown man. So he like a little boy. And if I had to describe it so you can understand what I'm saying, she looked like Shayna looked like she could be in the mean girl clique in high school. And the guy she chose looks like somebody she would pick on. The guy she wanted made a second choice, Natalie, quiet, looked like somebody he would pick on. To give y'all just a rundown. So I'm watching just, I'm not reading the words, I'm just watching the body language and their interaction. And then when I see how he's interacting with her, I then start watching what he's saying to her. He's constantly asking for validation or putting her on the spot. I'm a nice guy. I'm a good dude. Yeah, ain't I good? You know I'm good. Yeah, uh-huh. Well, I feel this way. What do you feel? But I don't think you should feel that. And I'm watching, so I stop and I watch how he interacts and how he looks at her and how he does things. And I'm going, he don't like her. Now, baby said he really did like her. He really did like her in the end, but he didn't. He really didn't. It was he didn't like her because they didn't end up together. They didn't. What they'll do is they'll propose. The girl will accept. They'll go get wedding dresses. They'll have bachelor parties. Da 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 whoop de whoop. And then they'll get to the aisle. And then at the altar they'll go. When it gets to the point where I do comes about, they'll either go, I do or I don't. So this couple had some kind of altercation or some kind of fight at the bachelor party. When they got to the altar, she said, I don't. Now they have a reunion. Everybody came to the reunion. Well, most everybody, because I feel like it was more people. I feel like it was more people started, but it was like only like two or three couch fulls of people. So I don't think everybody came to the reunion show. So they were talking about the fight, because the host, again, like I said, it's for TV. I'm sorry, it's for TV. The whole thing, from beginning to end, is for TV. Because the host then go back and want to reenact the worst aspects of the situation. Are y'all still together? Why aren't y'all together? What happened? Let's look at this. Let me show you what they said. Did you know this is what they said? Let's run the tape back. Did you see when he said that? Oh, I didn't know that. Come on now. All right. So they're at the reunion show and they're talking about all that. And he didn't like her. He wanted to be validated by her. He wanted her to want him, but he didn't like her because the other girl, the Shayna girl, the blonde girl came in there. She was like, I want you. You are who I really want. And he was like, well, why didn't you tell me this earlier? And I'm sitting there going, well, why did you just not pick him? Why would you pick this little boy that you would have picked on in high school, who you got mad? Now, here's the thing. I'm jumping all over the place, but who got mad because she wanted a certain kind of engagement ring, and this young man had his mother's engagement ring. She got mad because he didn't get her the gold engagement ring. He gave her his mother's engagement ring. She left him at the pre-whatever. What is it? What's it called when they go to Hawaii? I mean, to Mexico. But that's before the wedding. They ain't their honeymoon. So they go to Mexico after they get. Okay, but this, yeah, but that's right. You're right. So they go through the situation where they don't see each other. They finally ask each other. The guy asked the girl to marry him because I think the guys always ask the girl. The girl says yes. They then go to Mexico. So they get to Mexico, and she just leaves him. Shayna leaves Kyle. Mean girl leaves the guy she would have picked on in high school in the hotel to get another hotel room in Mexico because she didn't want him. But she chose him instead of the person she wanted. You know why? Because that was a better storyline than getting with the dude that you really wanted to get with. Because you can do that in the real world. Y'all see what I'm saying? Are you feel me? Go down this rabbit hole with me. Come and go with me. This is the place to go. To extend your storyline or to be interesting. And that's what these are. This is not reality. Love is Blind is not reality. None of these people are together. Out of all the couples and all the love and all the engagement rings and all the wedding dresses, it might be 4. I think I've seen 4 that are still together in 2023. Even the ones that I thought were still together are not together. Even the ones that said I do and got legally married are not together. These storylines. And to keep yourself involved and to keep yourself relevant, you're either going to be the hero or the villain. And sometimes it's better to be the villain. Sometimes people will be like, well, at least she told him the truth. Well, at least she didn't get all the way to the aisle. At least she didn't go pick out wedding dresses. It was one story on here where the dude didn't even know the girl he thought he was at the fitting, getting ready to go get fitted for his tux and to get his dudes fitted for their suits for this wedding that's about to happen. He didn't even know. The girl didn't even communicate with him that she wasn't going to get a dress, that she wasn't even going to show up at the altar. A homeboy, one of the dudes that was on the show with him, whose girl said, "Oh, girl ain't here. That's not cool." Let him know she's not even here getting fitted for a dress. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. There was another couple on here. I don't know the name, but I think they were both Indian, from India, and they never dated anyone from India. Either one of them. They were raised there. They were raised in America. They were second. I don't know how that goes. Second or third out of first generation. Their parents were from India, but they were raised here. They were born here. They were raised here. They are Americans, Indian Americans. So they've never dated an Indian. So um, get on the show, and this the guy. He's awful. He's fucking awful. I've never kissed anything but a white girl. That was his thing. That's what he said. He said it with his whole chest. He said it proud. I've never kissed anybody that looks like me. She looked like my mama. She reminded me of my sisters and my aunts. Now, I don't know about y'all, and maybe I'm slightly confused about. And I know I've been out of the dating game for a minute, but somebody looking like you and knowing your experiences and knowing how you maneuver in the world seems like you would be more comfortable with them. Nothing against interracial dating. Had my mama not got with a white man, I wouldn't be here. So hey, nothing against that. If that's what you prefer, if that's what you want to do you. However, the way he went about it and the way he talked about it is that she was unattractive to me because she looked like me. And I couldn't get past that. She really liked him. She was attracted to him. She thought he was attractive. She really liked him. And he acted like he wanted to be in the situation. But that's what he was doing. He was acting. He was awful. Huh? Ooh, hold on. Hey, Linda, how you doing? Hey, Paula. Let's say hey, Naya. Hello. Good morning, everybody. I am not looking at my phone like that, y'all. So I'm talking. So if I don't speak to you right away, know that it's not because I don't want to. It's just because I hadn't looked yet. I get kind of, y'all know, the mind gets to wandering. So I was like, because you could see how she was attracted to him. She was always touching on him. She was always hugging him. She was always trying to kiss him. And he was always stiff. And he was always pulling back from her. This is just me looking. This is not me knowing the storyline or anything. I'm like, he don't like her. Why are they in this hotel room together? And why she keep trying to push up on him? He would not do anything with her physically like that. If he kissed her or held her or did anything like that, it was like, yeah, and it was very uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable. It made me sad for her. It made me want to go call her and ask her, is she all right? That's how it was. On the reunion show, he made it his business to let y'all know that it was his villain season and that's who he was. He interjected himself into everybody else's situation. He kept giving his opinion, and his opinion was the right opinion. And I'm sitting there going, first of all, he said, so then the host said, this isn't the show for you if that's not what you want. Because they talked about what the purpose of the show was, and which is bullshit. But let's just go with that. And he was like, no, this is for me. And I'm sitting there, no, it's not. Love is blind. You're supposed to get to know somebody's heart before you look them in their face, before you see what they look like, before you go the visual step. You're supposed to know the inner you, not the outer you. And he was like, well, I was just not, that's just not what I like. Well, why did you? Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You ain't gotta like nobody. And maybe I should say that. Ain't nobody gotta like nobody. If you're not attracted to darker skinned people, don't date them. If you're not attracted to lighter skinned people, don't date them. If you don't like tall men, don't date a tall man. If you don't like somebody fat, don't date them. Don't act like you doing somebody a favor. You do not have to give up your preferences for somebody else. If you don't like it, don't date it. Don't ask it out for coffee. Don't ask it to marry you. You ain't got to do nothing you don't want to do. You ain't gotta like nobody you don't like. You ain't gotta take nobody out on a date. You ain't gotta ask them for coffee. You ain't gotta even wave at them on the street if you don't want to. You ain't gotta like nobody. You ain't gotta love nobody. I say that to say this. He said I was not attracted to her. So why did you ask her to marry you? Why did you go get fitted for your wedding outfit? Right. He was asking, right. He was disrespectful of the process. If you're going to go on the show, you already disrespectful of the process. And then you disrespectful of the girls. I only want somebody that's a certain size. That's fine. But that's not the show that you're on. That's not the process that you're going through. You're supposed to see if you can like somebody sight unseen without the physicality having any bearing on how you feel about that person. That's the premise of the show. The premise of the show is you're supposed to see if you can like somebody, if you can fall in love somebody sight unseen without ever having to see that person, just getting to know who that person is, not going by how that person looks. Premise of the show, that is the beginning and the end of the show. That is the process of the show. That's responding to the gaze. That's what it sounds like he was doing. It sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like he was doing. He was awful. Huh? Right. He wanted to be everything. He wanted to be the villain. He wanted to be the good guy. He wanted to be the dude everybody wanted. He wanted to be, I don't know. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me go back and say what I said before. I have not seen, and here's the thing. I'm a 56-year-old black gay woman. So maybe my vision is skewed, but there was nobody. I haven't seen anybody on this show. Nobody fine enough for me to go, you know what? I can understand why you might say, damn it to hell. Nobody. It wasn't nobody physically fine. It wasn't no woman that was popping, just boom, pop, pow. It wasn't no dude that was like, got you going, damn. It wasn't none of that. They were normal, regular, smuggler, everyday dudes. They might have had some muscles, but you know what? And there wasn't anybody on there that was like, they so damn fine and beautiful and gorgeous that you know what? You might have to suspend reality. Well, nobody like that. Did nobody have that going for them? And I'm about to be a little superficial sounding. Y'all do know, and if you tell me I'm lying, you're lying to yourself. There is a value in pretty. It's a superficial value. Shouldn't be your only value, but there is one in there because you can look at him and go, well, damn, he fine. Well, God damn it, I can see why she chose that one. You know what I'm saying? There's a, or you know what? If I wasn't gay, I'd hit that. You know, that's you don't see what I'm saying. It wasn't none of that. It was nobody on there that was so fine that you suspend reality and be like, you know what? They so fine. I'd be like, let's go. Were they attractive? Yes. Would they have you stopping in the street? No, not one of them. Not one of them. Not now one of them. And a couple of them would have had you stopping in the street because, like, why is his head shaped like that? Why he always look like he high? Why he always look surprised? Why her face all balled up like that all the time? That it was that kind of stuff. But it wasn't nobody had you going, you know what? I could see it. It wasn't nobody like that. Were they cute? Yeah, some of them were cute. Some of them pretty. Yeah. Handsome. Yeah. So fine that you could suspend reality and think that this right? No, none of them. Not now. Not now. None of them. But it would have me decide. And another thing had me decide. I was scrolling through TikTok trying to figure out what I was going to talk about today. I think I said that earlier. And I came across Married at First Sight. I don't know if you've ever watched Married at First Sight or anybody, but that's another ridiculous show. You just the first time you meet this person is at the altar, and you marry them. Just yeah. Anyway, and so there was a season on there. There was a couple, Chris and Paige. And she was beautiful. She's a beautiful girl. He was awful. I hate that show too. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they never put the people together that's supposed to be together. All these experts and all of them wrong. Anyway, so he said specifically that he liked exotic looking women. Physically, that's what he liked. He liked exotic looking women. That's what he said. That's what he wanted. So they put him with a beautiful black girl. She was fine. Her body was banging. She was just a beautiful smile, dark skin. She was beautiful. He treated her abysmally. They went on a honeymoon. He left and said he had to go because his ex girlfriend might have been pregnant by him. So he left her in Mexico. He never lived with her. He treated her in kind of way, and she kept talking about they're married, so she had to abide by that covenant. That is why I take issues with these shows. These shows have actual real world situations in these fake fantasy world. They have real life repercussions in this fake fantasy world. There's no world in which you just walk your ass into a church and marry the person standing at the altar. There's no world that that happens. There's no world that I got up Saturday morning, September, and when we got married, the 14th or the 19th? 14th. I know what it was. There's no world that I got up on September 14th and just walked into the first church that I found, and I found somebody standing at the altar looking like they wanted to get married and walked down there and said I do to a stranger. There's no world where that happens except Fantasyland. There's no world in which that happens. This is what she said, I had to keep the covenant. God put us together. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Lifetime put y'all together. TV put y'all together. God didn't do nothing. God up there going, y'all know what? I don't even remember me. I don't remember saying it is. I don't remember. I don't remember none of this. I'm about to. Hey, Pauline. That situation was a mess. I watched the reviews of it only. Yeah. Hey, Linda. I watched the first two episodes. See, yeah. I didn't watch it. See, what happened? What had happened was, is that on one of the seasons, a mother of one of the participants, Brittany knew. So she said, she asked DC, hey, you watch this? She was like, no, not really. Yeah, but I know his mom. She came in to where I worked. So that's why we watched that particular season, because of the proximity of knowledge of one of the people on there. And and his season ended up being awful. So I think baby got a little hooked to it then, and she watched it again. And that next season was the Chris Page situation. And eh, uh, looks matter, people. Love is not blind. Love ain't blind. Love has eyes. Love is just not about your heart. You love the way something looks. I love the color pink. I love the color pink. You know why? Because I like the way it looks. I love sparkles. They don't do anything. You know why? Because I like the way they look. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I like dogs. I love animals. But I love the way certain dogs look over the way other dogs look. Now, would I love a dog? Sure. Will I go get it if I don't like the way it looks? Nope. If you give it to me, sure. I'm not going to not love something, but I ain't going to love it the same way because I don't particularly like I don't like the way that dog looks. I don't like skinny nosed dogs, like greyhounds and the little skinny nosed dogs. I don't like them. I like big head dogs, like Rottweilers. And I think Dobermans are beautiful. I wouldn't buy one because to me, it's a little skinny nosed dog. If somebody gave me a Doberman, would I love it? Sure would. But it wouldn't be my first choice. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? That is why that's why love is not blind. How somebody looks to you is the gateway to get through the door. It's the doorway, it's the window. It is how you get to know whether or not you love all of a person. Because the reality is, all we have to go on is how somebody looks. If you are online scrolling through pictures, scrolling through a dating app, most, if not all of the people, go to the filter and click the button that says photos only. I'm not going to say 100% of the people do it, but I bet most of them do. And even within that situation, if the photos are not of the person, if the photos are old photos from high school and this person is 35, 40 years old, you're going to ignore those photos. You're going to ignore how that looks. If the person has photos of clouds and puppies, you're going to ignore how that looks. How somebody looks and that initial feeling you get when you see that person is the gateway to want to learn how that person is on the inside. I love the personality, but I don't want to look at my girlfriend. She's an amazing person, but I don't want to kiss her. I'm not attracted to her physically. Mentally, it's all there. I'm not attracted to her. Do you think that that hurts any less than being attracted to their brain? Baby said they were just hoping and praying they look like something. And I get that, but why? Okay, they got wall. Okay, yeah, the walls. So you can't see. It's called pods. They call them pods. In the pods, you can talk to the person, you can have a conversation with the person, but you cannot see the person. So you just hoping and praying that the person on the other side of this pod looks like something. But I understand that, and that's fine. But why do that? Why do that to yourself? Why skip the step? If you, okay, if you were doing, okay, you're baking a cake. I know this don't sound like it go together, but it does. You're baking a cake. And I use baking instead of cooking because baking is a more precise process. Because if you want a certain outcome, you have to follow all the steps to get the cake to do what you want it to do. If you want the cake to rise properly, you have to use baking soda, baking powder, and salt because salt activates the baking soda and baking powder. If you don't have baking soda, if you skip the step, if you don't put the baking soda or baking powder in your cake won't rise. You need some kind of fat. If you skip the step, this cake won't be moist. If you skip a step in a process, you're not going to get the outcome. You're not going to get what you want. You're going to get what you get. The process of love is being attracted to the person, to look at the person and go, you know what? I want to get to know that person better. You're skipping a step. You cannot skip a step and hope that you get the desired outcome. You can't do that. You can't skip the step. You can't make buttercream frosting with Crisco. It don't taste the same. You can't skip the step. It's not going to come out the way you want it to. You shouldn't have to settle for hoping that the person looks the way you want them to look when all you got to do is not skip the step. Stop going on these shows. Or hear me out. Crazy thought. Be for real and why you on here. You on here to get on TV. You're on here because you want to be famous. You're on here because you want to have Instagram followers. You're on here because you want to have TikTok followers. You're on here because you want to have Facebook followers. You're on here because you want to have YouTube followers. You're on here because you don't have a discernible talent, but you want to be famous anyway. Tell the truth. Have a good day, Pauline. Tell the truth. Stop getting on these shows or stop taking your delusional ass on these shows thinking you're going to find love. Because you know what? Maybe not everybody go on there because they want to be on TV. Maybe it's 2 or 3 delusional asses go on there that think the process can be sped up, that think the process can be skipped around and it's going to come out the way you want it to come out. Stop carrying your delusional ass on love at first sight, love with no sight, love sightless, love blind, married here, like there. Stop doing it. And it sucked. She asked me how I went on a blind date. I have. And you know what? That was the last date. Every blind date I've been on was the last date. Every blind date, every fixed up, every
Every my friend thought that we would be good together date has ended. You know why? Clearly it didn't end in love because I have a wife. That you know what I did? I saw her picture. Let's start there. We're gonna go here. I met my wife online. I met my wife through Tagged when Tagged was still just people sending tags to each other. When they were trying to make Tag the new Facebook and it didn't work out that way. Tagged was I don't even know if it was just a dating site because I had friends on Tag that weren't dating friends. So I had friends on Tag that, you know, what? Nothing. It was just a date. I didn't like them. What somebody else wants for me and what I want for me, them two different things. Even my friends don't know what I want for me. Because to me, and this is just me, everything that I've said in the past, hold on, let me see how long I've been on here. Everything, everything I've said in the past hour, my opinions. Even my friends don't know what I want. Even my friends can't they'll bring somebody that they think I want, and I'm like, not for real. Not for real. Were they awful dates? No. It just I didn't that's not what I wanted. Not who I wanted. And I ain't trying to be funny. Maybe back when I was dating guys, there was another there was another factor involved. But I had some nice dates and I had some guys that I love. So, but that wasn't what I wanted. It was to me, again, my opinion, it was that feeling, that feeling in my chest that is hard to explain except for if you've had it. When you look at somebody and that person makes you go, "Ooh, hey." The way that person smiled, or I like the way you walked, or I like hands. Don't ask me. I like hands. Strangely, I like people that are taller than me, which is not hard. I mean, I'm not a midget, but I'm just regular height. But I like people that are taller than me. Uh, I prefer darker skin. Always have. I don't have a hair preference or a facial hair preference. Whatever looks good on the person. With a guy, I don't have a beard or hair preference. With a woman, whatever looks good. I don't have that particular preference. I mean, short, long, I don't care. I didn't. It wasn't. It's nothing to talk about. I didn't get out of it. I just went home. There was no getting out of it. It wasn't. It's not. It wasn't. It was one. She's asking about talking about the blind date. It's nothing to talk about. It was. We went to dinner. He brought me home. That was it. Don't remember. It wasn't memorable. It didn't stick in my brain. I vaguely remember what he looks like. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. I don't remember anything we talked about. I was like, all right, thank you. And I think I'm sure I said thank you because I'm not rude. So I had a nice night and okay, that was it. I don't remember talking to that person again. I don't remember. I don't remember talking to that person again. I don't think he called me back. But then I didn't want it to, so even if he did, I probably didn't answer. I mean, it wasn't like that. I mean, I don't know. My friends weren't picking out people. I didn't do no whole lot of dating. I worked a lot. My 20s were filled with working and hanging out. That's it. If I met somebody, I normally met them at work. Either somebody who worked in the kitchen or a customer came in. Guy I dated, I met at a restaurant, and I thought he was somebody else. It was dark. I couldn't see. He was dark. We dated for a long time off of mistake. I thought he was this guy that I went to had classes with. When I got up from a distance, that's who he looked like. I waved at him. I smiled. I did the little flirty smile thing. And when I got up on him, I was like, "Oh," but he was still cute. So I talked to him, and we dated for a long time. But he was a hoe. Yeah, he had lots of babies. Got married. He was a hoe. Yeah, it wasn't. I started dating right when the internet dating started. When people started talking online with dial up and AOL and going into chat rooms and stuff like that. I mean, that was the equivalent of blind dating. That was equivalent of, but it all was sucked. It all was a lie. It was all a lie. Back in the internet days when you didn't have when nobody had a camera, when having a camera was what's the word I'm looking for? When having a camera was a luxury, it was a lie. 200 pounds turning to 350 pounds, 6 feet four turning to 5 feet six. Uh, job turning to hustle. It was awful. It was awful. Everybody was from Africa on Love Is Blind. Yeah, because I'm telling you, baby, what you just said, even more about. She said a lot of the people on the show didn't even have good careers for the other person because they were going on the show to get a career. The show was a career. The show was supposed to be the job. The show was supposed to get them brand deals and followers. What the hell is not believing in the? How don't you believe in a 401k? What does that even mean? If you let somebody talk long enough, stupid will pop out. He said, baby said that one of the people that the guy was the one I was talking about, the surfer guy with the Asian girl, Shane and Natalie. Shane said he don't believe in 401k. What the hell is a belief? That's not. Do people know what belief mean? Hold on. Hold on. Maybe I don't. Let me. You know what? Maybe I don't know what belief means. Maybe I don't know what belief means. Maybe that's what it is. I think I'm a one person. Hello, and thank you for whoever's in here. Thank you so much for staying with me. I feel so. Hold on, but I'm about to see what belief means because maybe I don't know what belief means. So let's see. Because I don't think that belief has anything to do with a 401k. Maybe it does. Belief and acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Trust, faith, or confidence in something or someone. So maybe that's what, maybe I just didn't know what it means. Because that just sounds crazy. I don't believe in a 401k. Well, we know that 401ks exist. We know it's a fact. It's a fact. It's not it's not like a religious belief. I believe in God. I believe in Allah. It's it's not that. It's like when people say, I don't believe in that gay shit. We exist. It's a fact. Gay people exist. Your belief notwithstanding. You can believe, you not believing does not mean I no longer exist. So that's why when somebody says they don't believe in something that's a fact, it confuses me. But if you let somebody talk long enough, stupid, like I said, will pop out. That being said, it's all it. These shows now, these present day shows, feel like AOL dial up chat rooms. That's what they feel like. These blind loves and I came on the show to find real love. No, you didn't. I 100% believe. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What? Okay. So, in conclusion, I believe that none of these shows are real. I believe that people use now. I have no problem with you using a platform to better yourself, to put yourself in a better position, to make money. Shit. But reality, you ain't going on there for no love. That's not what you're going on there for. You going on there to be on TV. Hello. Push over something. Okay. There you go. You going on there to be on TV. I firmly believe it. Can't change it. Can't do nothing about it. Love is not blind. Love sees you for all that you are. Yep. Tell them. And loves you nonetheless. Love is a total package. It just is. So make sure you like this video if you haven't already liked this video. Comment down below. Is love blind to you? Like I said, these are just my opinions. Hi. Every time I look at the face of my grandbaby, all I see is love. That's all I see. That's all I see. So comment down below. Is love blind to you? Share this video. Subscribe if you like what I said, or if you think I'm funny. And hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. Thank you so much to everybody who came through. Thank you so much to everybody who's going to watch this in the replay. This is your girl, Lisa. Love is not blind. It's your girl, and I'm out. Peace.